everybody, it's Kristen from Christopia Studios. I just wanted to do a video of a craft project that I'm doing in order to get all of my art supplies sorted. For those of you who are relatively new to my channel or who know me for doing a lot of acrylic painting and acrylic pours and embellishing those pours, I'm also work in other medias. I am doing commissions in pastels and colored pencil, and I'm also getting ready to just do some landscapes and some paintings in pastel. But I have so many different interests in art supplies that my studio has become very cluttered, and it's difficult for me to easily switch from doing a paint pour or painting something with acrylics to switch over to pastels or colored pencils, because my supplies are numerous and they're not easily accessible. You know what I mean? So, and I like to see my supplies. A lot of people keep their pencils in these little thin drawers and stuff like that. They're pastels as well. I am a type of person who really likes to see everything that I have. So I'm going to do a project. I already had this turntable, just a cheapy little Walmart Lazy Susan that I use for spinning paint pours. So I saw another woman who did a project to hold her pencils using a little Lazy Susan, and I got one with a lip on it so that what I put in here as containers will stay. And my husband has become very handy since he's got a workshop now. So I'm going to make a stacked pencil holding device. This is going to be the center. I'm going to have some foam down inside it to keep the pencils from falling all the way down in, because it's going to be tiered. We cut a 2-inch wide PVC. It's like a 10-foot PVC pipe. You can get it at Home Depot or any of your other stores. So let's cut to how we did this. I needed 3 Lazy Susans, and there are 13 pieces on each Lazy Susan my husband was cutting. The middle piece is flat cuts across the top and bottom, and that is the 2-inch wide PVC. And then there are 6 more 2-inch wide PVC pieces around that in the Lazy Susan. So he cut me 6 of each of those for each of the Lazy Susans, and then the outer 6 pieces are 1.5-inch PVC so that they would fit well and I could get stuff in them and fit stuff around them. So this is kind of what it's going to look like when it's put together. And then as he cut, I sanded and I sanded and I sanded and I sanded and I sanded to get things nice and smooth. He decided to take a couple films that were slow-mo just for fun. So thought it would be fun to show his filming prowess, though it's kind of weird, that flickering light in the slow-mo. But anyway, it was a fun project that we were able to do together out in hubby's workshop, and I will show you how I put it together. FYI, I would not recommend doing this section the way I did it. I used this E6000 industrial glue, and I did put on a respirator because I don't breathe chemicals well. And instead of, what I should have done is glued each bottom piece to the Lazy Susan itself where it was going to be. Instead, I started to glue them together down the spines, and unfortunately what I didn't realize was this glue was not going to stay put. It was sliding down, almost ended up gluing my rotunda to the table, but I caught it in time, and my husband helped me to glue the bottoms and kind of turn them over onto the Lazy Susan. But if I ever do a project like this again, I'm going to glue the PVC bottoms directly to the Lazy Susan, and if I feel it needs more stability after it dries, then I'll kind of just stick the glue down between the little seams to get more glue in there. This way it was much more difficult to handle and deal with as I did it. In this case, while the glue was still wet,
my husband had to hold this stuff upside down while I got some glue on the bottom, and then we had to clean a lot of gunk off the table after we were finished doing that. It was not pretty, but we got the job done.
Now the next problem I will have is that this highest tier, it's too tall to put pencils or pens in without not being able to see what you're looking at. So my next step is going to be to use just this foam core. I don't know where I got it from. I don't know how long I've had it. It's just been in my studio for a long time. But I'm going to cut 2-inch rounds to fit well right inside, and I'm just going to layer them until my pens or pencils are able to stick out to some degree where I can see them. I'm also going to use this piece of this is another thin but harder foam. It's not quite so soft, and I'm going to cut a disc and put it on top too, I think. Maybe. I may not even need that. I may just use the foam. Again, these are just scraps of stuff that I've had around for various reasons for a long time. So, but even with the crazy glue issue, we got the glue off the table, and these are really cool. It's been drying for 24 hours, and this glue says it's not an industrial cure, as in you could hang from it like those old crazy glue commercials, for at least 2 to 3 weeks is for a full cure. But this is just a pencil holder, so it's not going to need nobody's going to be hanging from it. I certainly hope. But I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting discs and stacking them in here, and then I'll speed you up, obviously. And oddly, I was going to use my little compass to do it, but I have this gloss finish acrylic sealer, and just to test, I thought, hey, let's see if that's the right size. It is absolutely the perfect size to cut a disc for a 2-inch pipe. So I'm going to use this as my little outline and just start cutting. And I have X-Acto knives, but I may use a pair of scissors. This is thin enough to just start drawing and cutting discs. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'll speed you up so you don't have to listen to me yammer on the whole time. So there you have it. I decided I wasn't going to use that black stuff because who cares? Nobody's looking down into here. This is not a decorative project. All of my pretty colored pencils and pastel pencils and markers will be in here filling these up. So I don't care that the foam looks a little weird or that it's a little orange. Heck, I forgot when I was having my husband cut these to have him cut with the print on the inside of the PVC, so I'd have white all the way around. And now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like the industrial feel of the words. And one of the things I like about this particular design, I saw someone else who lined up the outside first and went inward. And what I didn't like about that design is I felt like there was some wasted space for me, for my concerns. But now I can put little things that I use, little erasers or stuff like that, on the sides of my pencil boxes. And then I can, you know, have everything at hand on one little Lazy Susan, depending on what media I'm working in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't subscribed to my channel for more videos. I'm going to be mixing it up in future. I do a lot of acrylic pouring and embellishing those pours, but I also work in pastels and colored pencils and acrylic paint markers, watercolor markers, all kinds of things. So the future of my channel is very diverse. That's all I'm saying. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button also. And down below in the description is my kedouglas.com channel, which is where my art is, my main website, as well as my Christopia art Facebook page, and a little PayPal link tip jar if you feel so inclined. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you're enjoying it.